You can bet your bottom dollar. Great programming coming up next on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Stand by. Hold on. Talk at its finest, coming up next on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. In about 2 minutes, stand by. We know what guys are talking about. Stand by. A great show coming up next on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. In about 30 seconds. Stand by. Don't go away. Stop. If they're talking about it at the barbershop, we're talking about it here on SME. Great show coming up in about 30 seconds. Don't go away. Stand by. It's time. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Another great product on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Yeah! Welcome to the Doug Stewart Show. Stewart Media and Entertainment. Thank you for joining me. Man, sad day. Obviously, you know what the show is all about. A couple hours ago, it broke that Prince Rogers Nelson went home to glory. And I'm shocked. I mean, like, this really is really, man, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Once again, thank you for joining me here on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, and you hear the music in the background. As I said a couple hours ago, it was confirmed that Prince has passed on, went home to glory, and this is the first time we've ever done a show like this. Thank you for joining me on the show. This is the first time we've ever done this special show where we break from our normal routine and our normal schedule. Thank you for joining in. I really do appreciate it, man. But I don't even know what to say or where to start. I guess I should give you the details if you've been under a rock somewhere and you just got this alert and you listen to Stewart Media and Entertainment. But the artist known as Prince has died, and I'm reading this directly from TMZ. TMZ has learned Prince Rogers Nelson has died at the age of 57. His body was discovered at his Paisley Park compound in Minnesota early Thursday morning. Multiple sources connected to the singer confirmed he had passed. we've obtained, and talking about TMZ, they've obtained emergency dispatch call for a male down, not breathing. The singer's full name, once again, Prince Rogers Nelson, had a medical emergency on April 15th that forced his private jet to make an emergency landing in Illinois. I'll talk more about that in a second. He appeared at a concert, though, the next day to assure his fans that he was okay. His people told TMZ he was battling the flu. At the show, Prince prophetically told the crowd, wait a few days before you waste any prayers. Prior to his most recent appearance, however, Prince had canceled 2 shows due to health concerns. He became an international superstar in 1982 after his breakthrough album 1999. He went on to churn out tons of hits and racking up 7 Grammys in the process. He also performed at the Super Bowl in 2007 in one of the greatest live performances of all time. He also sold more than 100 million records during his career and won the Academy Award for Best Original Song Score for Purple Rain in 1985. Prince was married twice, the first time to his backup dancer, Mayte Garcia. They split in 2000. He then married Manuela Testolini, but they split up in 2006. He was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2004 and performed a legendary version of While My Guitar Gently Weeps to close the ceremony. Prince Rogers Nelson, man, dead at the age of 57. And I don't even know, this is so impromptu. I literally decided to do this show 45 minutes ago. Once again, outside of the norm. Thank you for the Stewies that are tuning in right now. Thank you for anybody that's tuning in that has never listened to Stewart Media and Entertainment. We kind of put it out there that we were going to do this on social media. But like I'm at a loss for words, and this feels kind of like when Michael Jackson had died a couple of years ago. It feels very much like when Michael Jackson died a couple of years ago. And you know what else it reminds me of? It reminds me of when Marvin Gaye died. And if you grew up during the era that I did, and your parents were probably big Marvin Gaye fans, when he was killed actually by his father, I just remember at the time, and I don't remember the year, and I should have found the year, I just remember at the time how hurt my father seemed. Like it's almost like he had lost his family member. And I've said it before many, many times, and it's crazy. We've been talking about Prince on this show for the last couple of weeks. For one reason or another, he actually performed here in Atlanta. But dude is like a centerpiece of my life. And I don't want to sound too, mushy or whatever, man, but man, Prince was that dude, and this is just shocking. Like I said, he had performed here last week. I believe it was the last performance before he passed away. And the story from TMZ, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, the story from TMZ kind of alludes that he did another performance, but from what I understood, when he left Atlanta Thursday night, that early Friday morning on his way once again to back to Minnesota, the plane had to be diverted, and they had to make an emergency landing, and they took him to the hospital. And I don't believe he performed after that, but in any regard, my mother actually came all the way to Atlanta that morning. My brother had a couple of tickets. He wasn't able to make it. He called my mother early that morning, Thursday morning at 9 a.m. and says, you want these tickets to go see Prince tonight? He was in an ATL at the Fox Theater. My mother said, I'm on the way. Jumped in the car, drove 5.5 hours to ATL. Her and my sister-in-law went to the concert. They said it was phenomenal. The title to the concert was One Mic and One Piano, I believe it was. And so this one hurts, man. This one hurts a lot. You're talking about a legend at 57 years of age. And it's just incredible, man. So what we're going to do today is, I guess, reflect, and everybody, I got a lot of text messages and emails, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. I got a lot of emails and texts, people saying I should do something, in honor of Prince. So we are doing the dedication show to Prince. I'm not even sure how long we're going to do it, but we're going to reflect. We're going to play some of his music, obviously, and everybody in America is going to be doing that. Now, let me tell you something about Prince. All right, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Prince was about his money. And so a lot of times we went online and we tried to find Prince music like on YouTube and downloaded it and all of that type of stuff, man. And there's no Prince music on YouTube. Okay, there's none. And if there is, there's a video, but there's no sound because Prince was about his money, a staunch businessman. So what we actually did is I have a Prince album in my iTunes collection, so we'll play some of the music. Got to be very careful, though. Rest in peace to Prince. Got to be very careful about the music because his people will come after you for his money. And I'm imagining for his estate at this point. So we're going to play some of his music, man, and I might even take a risk and play some extended tracks, man, today. Paying homage to Prince, man. He passes away at the age of 57. We'll do that. We'll play some of his classics. I'll take some of your phone calls if you have any. 404-382-0338. Once again, that's 404-382-0338. You can also jump in the chat room on Spreaker.com, which is a ton of you in the chat room right now. I'm going to read some of your chat, get some of your thoughts, reflect. Have you ever seen him in concert? Your favorite Prince album, your favorite Prince song? We'll do that, man, for the next hour or so. And also, man, this is very special to me, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. So I've talked about him before on my show. My line brother that pledged with me the illustrious Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. I have a line brother named Neilson Hilton. Anybody that went to South Carolina State with me knows, in the early 90s knows, that Neilson Hilton is probably the biggest Prince fan in the world. I mean, like, fanatical fan of Prince. His line name was actually Housequake because his reputation preceded him before he got online. People knew about this cat, Neilson Hilton. He loved Prince, and Neilson was a great athlete. He played, on the football team along with me, and we had actually on my line, we had a big line. We had 32 on my line. 8 of us played on the football team. So Neilson played wide receiver on the football team. He also played basketball at South Carolina State University. Great athlete, like 6'5", real slight dude, though. But great athlete, but he was a huge Prince fan. And so when the news broke a couple hours ago that Prince had died, we got this chat group set up on online. It's called Group Me, between my chapter bros. We also have one for my line brothers. So everybody, their first concern was Neilson. Like, he's an emotional guy, and everybody's like, you need to check on Neilson. Check on Neilson. And so I called him, man, and I actually talked to him. He's good. But I'm going to have him on the show. I'm going to interview him because I really do believe if you're talking about the biggest Prince fans in the world, this cat, Neilson Hilton, man, he's a big-time music guy, plays the organ. He's the type of cat that knows, music back and forth. And once again, just the biggest Prince fan I know. I'm going to talk to him and kind of get some reflection about Prince, man, passing away today, early this morning, they're saying, at the age of 57. All right. What are your thoughts, man? I'm going to read some of your chat. The number to the show is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at Doug@theDougStewartShow.com. Man, we lost a legend today. I'm in shock. I am in absolute shock. And you know what? It seems like the legends die early, and it seems like they die in circumstances that are a huge surprise. Same thing with Michael Jackson. No one knew that he was that sick, and no one knew he would die like that. It's not a situation where you contract a disease or something like that, and we watch you die slowly. Same thing with Marvin Gaye with tragic death. I mean, there's so many occasions that this happens, and it always still stuns you. So, man, today, and I know, dudes, this is primarily a sports and guy talk show and guy talk network, but Prince, unlike a lot of dudes that wore blouses, okay, a lot of dudes that wore high heel shoes had much respect from dudes because he had some of the finest ladies around. It's crazy, man. Rest in peace to Prince Rogers Nelson. When we get back from the break, we're going to take a little 3-minute break. When we get back, I'll start reading some of your chat. We're reflecting on a legend. Prince has gone home to glory, man. Don't go away. This is the Doug Stewart Show on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Back in 3 minutes. Do you have your own radio show? Are you an artist or a DJ? BB Mobile Apps is the solution for you. They specialize in creating mobile apps for entertainers. That's right. You can have your own mobile app where your followers can hear your shows or music watch your videos, and view all your social networks in one place. You can even make money with banner ads and send push notifications directly to your audience to make sure they get your messages. Everyone has their phones on them, right? A mobile app will add credibility to your brand because your content will be accessible to them while they're on the go. BV Mobile Apps also makes apps for bloggers, actors, and producers. The process only takes about 20 minutes. Just go to bvmobileapps.com and click Get Started Now. That's bvmobileapps.com and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you. Doug Stewart here to tell you about my man Smooth at smoothtickets.com. Smooth's got the tickets for everything that you need in the world of sports, concerts, or theater. I don't care what it is. I don't care where it's at in this great land of ours. My man Smooth at smoothtickets.com, he got them tickets. I'm telling you, boxing, baseball, NBA, NFL, country music concerts, hard rock, hip-hop, theater, Broadway, he's got them all. And if he don't have them, there ain't none. I'm telling you, smoothtickets.com. Once again, that's smoothtickets.com, or give him a call at 404-374-1150. Once again, that's 404-374-1150. You got to tell him, though, that I sent you. You got to tell him that Doug Stewart sent you. Once again, smoothtickets.com. That's smoothtickets.com. Yeah!
National Debt Relief is one of the country's largest and most reputable debt settlement companies, made up of energetic individuals who are passionate about helping thousands of Americans with debt relief. Most importantly, we're all about helping our customers through a tough financial time in their lives with education and individual customer service. We're dedicated to helping individuals and families rid their lives of burdensome debt. Specializing in debt settlement, and they've also negotiated settlements for thousands of creditor and collection accounts. Providing clients with both expertise and proven results, this means helping customers in time of hardship to get out of debt with the least possible cost. It can also mean conducting financial consultations, educating the customer, and recommending the appropriate solution. Core Services offer debt settlement as an alternative. I repeat, alternative to bankruptcy, credit counseling, and debt consolidation. National Debt Relief is your #1 advocate group to help you reestablish financial stability as quickly as possible. So give us a call at 844-828-4975. Again, that's 844-828-4975, and work it out.
Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. Dedication show to Prince, man. Going home to glory.
I guess I should know by the way you parked your car sideways that it wouldn't last.
It's crazy, man.
You're the kind of person that believes in making out once, love them and leave them fast.
Absolutely nuts.
I guess I must be dumb. Shed a pocket full of horses, Trojan and
Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. You can give me a call at 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com. Talking about Prince, gone home to glory, passed away early this morning. They're saying right now at the age of 57. No details about the cause of death right now. It had been talked about over the last couple of days that he had a bout with the flu. And obviously, you know, when someone dies in this manner, supposedly of the flu, there's speculation already hurling around about really what happened, really what killed him. I don't know. I don't want to do that today on this show, on this special episode of the Doug Stewart Show here on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, man. We just remembering the man. I mean, some of the greatest music you'll ever hear in your lifetime, a true legend, has gone home. Looking at these songs, man, looking at these albums, Prince, the first album when he was on the cover back in 1979, that was probably his biggest, when he actually had an album before that in 1978 called For You. Then he had Dirty Mind, Controversy in 1981, 1999 came in 1982, the album entitled 1999. And then in 1984, man, Purple Rain, just an incredible album, an incredible movie. I've seen that movie probably 50 times. I told a story a couple of weeks ago, and another time we were talking about Prince, that was actually the first movie that my family had watched on a VCR at the time, okay? And, there was some scenes in it that was kind of embarrassing for a young kid as myself, watching it, Apollonia and the waters of Lake Minnetonka Band, but just incredible legacy with the music, an incredible legacy, man. Rest in peace to Prince. Let me read some of your chat messages here in the chat room on Spreaker.com from Looseneck, the kid, Cy. He says, I was out fishing, got my truck and heard the news. Damn. From Vince Wright. Man, Vince Wright, the Big Smooth, is actually from the state of Minnesota. So I know when that's the first thing I saw he posted in the chat room, that Minnesota is hurting. And he says, Pheromone is a great song. It's on the Cone album. And then maybe he's talking about the Cream album. I'm not sure exactly. But yeah, clearly a lot of conversation about some of his greatest music. Prince did so much music, man. There's so much to digest and look at his catalog, man, his discography. Just incredible body of work. I actually jotted down, and maybe when coming back from the break, we'll play these particular songs. But I actually jotted down during the last segment or during the last break my 5 favorite Prince songs of all times. Coming in at number 5 on my list was Little Red Corvette. You heard that coming back from the break. So just talking about it, man. This thing is just really, it's crazy, man. It's absolutely crazy. From Grego in the chat room on Spreaker.com. He says he started writing memoirs like he knew he was checking out soon. Wow. And you're probably going to start to hear these types of stories coming out because of the suddenness of his death. Grego says that he started writing memoirs like he knew he was checking out soon. Clay, the Purple One Davis, does Prince own all of his music? I'm not exactly sure, but as I mentioned in the last segment, dude was very meticulous about his money and about the ownership of his music and about how it was exploited. That's going to be one of his lasting legacies. When Michael Jackson died, there was a ton of controversy about his estate, who would have it, the rights to his music and to his catalog. I can imagine what it's going to be like for Prince going forward, man, because dude, once again, I continue to say this, was very, very meticulous about the ownership of his music. From Vince Wright, the Big Smooth in Minnesota, he says, I just DVR'd Purple Rain on Tuesday. It's crazy. It's crazy. The Oklahoma Sigma says, Doug, how did you even get his music for the show? He don't play about his money or his music. Yeah, this is actually, let me tell you what we're doing. We actually have it on iTunes. I purchased it on iTunes, and I'm not 100% sure about the legality of playing the music since I did purchase it. And I'm sure there's this thing about the copyright laws and not playing music over 30 seconds. I would look up to the sky and hope to the great Prince that he cuts your brother a break on this and let me play a little bit of his music in his honor. I don't know. Hopefully them folks don't come after me. From Clee, International Lover Otis. And to think now the greatest, most genius artist may be R. Kelly pissing on underage girls' asses. Yeah, you're exactly right. From Stagger Lee, he says, I don't know which shocked me more, Tupac, Michael Jackson, Prince, or James from Good Times. Stagger Lee always with the humor. All right, let's look back at that. Tupac was, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Tupac was kind of strange because he had already been shot at before and hit a couple of times before, the whole thing at Quad City Studios in New York City, and survived. And I think there was another time Tupac got shot. So it was shocking because when he was in jail, or not in jail, when he was in hospital after being shot, there was a couple of days that passed in between when he got shot and he died. And so I remember this, I always tell this story. My daughter Kayla had just been born, and we were leaving the hospital with her, and one of the nurses, wheeling my wife out, holding my daughter, was like, you heard Tupac died. And we were like, what? We just thought he was going to pull through, but he didn't make it. So I think that when you expect and you hear about the lifestyle of a lot of these cats, you kind of, if something like that happens, you're surprised, but you're not that surprised. They live in that life, okay? Then when you talked about Michael Jackson, I'll never forget that, like it was yesterday. I was in the mountains of Tennessee. We were on spring break in the Tennessee mountains in Gatlinburg and got the news. That was tragic. And obviously James from Good Time was horribly tragic. But that was actually a TV character. Yeah, this Prince thing is crazy, man. What are your thoughts? 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com. Reflecting on Prince, gone home to glory, man, at the age of 57. Just letting y'all vent, put your thoughts out there on the chat room on Spreaker.com. I'll read your chat. We're playing music coming back from the breaks. Hopefully we won't play enough or too much where they come looking for me. But we are showing some love, man, and saying rest in peace to Prince Rogers Nelson. Whew. Wow. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. All right, we're going to try to get him on the phone when we get back, man. I think this is going to be a very interesting interview with my fraternity brother, my line brother, man. And trust me on this. This dude is... I'm sure you're probably going to hear it come through in the interview, man. But this is the biggest Prince fan that I know walking the face of the earth. We'll talk to Neilson Hilton when we get back from the break. I'll continue to read your chat, man. Rest in peace, Prince. Don't go away. Doug Stewart here to tell you about my man Smooth at smoothtickets.com. Smooth's got the tickets for everything that you need in the world of sports, concerts, or theater. I don't care what it is. I don't care where it's at in this great land of ours. My man Smooth at smoothtickets.com, he got them tickets. I'm telling you, boxing, baseball, NBA, NFL, country music concerts, hard rock, hip-hop, theater, Broadway. He's got them all. And if he don't have them, there ain't none. I'm telling you, smoothtickets.com. Once again, that's smoothtickets.com, or give him a call at 404-374-1150. Once again, that's 404-374-1150. You got to tell him, though, that I sent you. You got to tell them that Doug Stewart sent you. Once again, smoothtickets.com. That's smoothtickets.com. Yeah! Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com. America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play. So, you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STU to play for free. That's STU for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STU, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STU. This is your folk, Doug Stewart. Want to protect you and your family from life's unexpected mishaps? Then join 7. Join 7 is a prepaid legal company under the umbrella of the Protection Group. Join 7 is the only group benefit or motor club in the U.S. that offers auto reimbursement coverage, key replacement coverage, roadside assistance, gives you a current Medi-File, prescription savings, and fully encompassed prepaid legal benefits that include identity theft. They got your back. The average combined cost to purchase these benefits individually is over $850 a year. Join today and take advantage of all 7 for $17 a month. They've been around for over 20 years, so check them out by clicking on the banner link on my page, thedugstewartshow.com, or the app. Just go ahead and join 7. Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. Special dedication show to Prince, man, who passed away today at the age of 57, man. And everybody's hurting, man. Everybody from my generation is definitely hurting. And I've talked about it many times before on my show and spoke about it a little bit earlier, man. But the biggest Prince fan that I know in the world is my line brother Neilson Hilton. And he joins me right now on the Doug Stewart Show on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Bro, how you doing?
Doug, what's going on, bro? How you doing, man?
Bro, I'm good, man. And it's crazy when this news came out, our chat room started blowing up and everybody was like, man, check on Neilson. And they were kind of saying it tongue-in-cheek, but they were serious because they know how big of a fan you were and are of Prince, man. How do you feel, man? What went through your mind when you heard the news?
Total disbelief, bro. You talking about a man, especially musically, that I just admired. And so it was just a devastating loss because his music was really a refuge for me during a sad time of my life. My father died when I was 13, and that's around that time when Purple Rain kind of just broke. So Prince was like that Purple Rain song is kind of one of those songs that just really attached to me. But it was just total disbelief, man. Still hard to fathom that he is actually dead, being honest. But I've gotten so much support, man, from my lines, Frataernity, LBs, and actually people all around. South Carolina State, my Bulldog family and family as well, just checking me to make sure I was okay. But actually, I'm good because, I was a devout fan, but also just a fan of him musically as well. So it's just a total shock, man. But I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I'm really glad I got a chance to witness him live a couple of times. And that's the thing with him. You see somebody that is totally in tune with his craft. Just like Doug Stewart, his thing is doing the morning show. You like doing what you do. Prince had a chance to do exactly what he was born and made to do. Big shout out to the family in Atlanta, the ATL. You have to think. You talk about an artist. This man was totally sick. I really don't think he was well, but he wanted to do that show for his ATL family. And you're talking about a man struggling with the flu, came out last Thursday and gave y'all 2 concerts with his illness and go to the hospital that same night. So you have to think, he made it full circle with y'all because you have to think, he started on the piano writing songs, then went into the bands and everything with his music. He ended playing at the piano with his piano and mic. So that is definitely something to behold and think about. So the ATL family, big shout out. His last concert was there. And that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
So
talking to my line brother Neilson Hilton on the Doug Stewart Show on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, the biggest Prince fan I know. And I know a lot of people, I remember when we first made line and started learning each other's history and our likes and where we're from and all of that stuff you do when you pledge. Everybody knew that you was like this big Prince fan. And I can't remember who gave you your line name. I can't remember which one of the profiles gave you your line name, Housequake. But that stuck with you. When we go back to homecoming or whatever, people call you Quake. And it's because they know that your history and how big of a fan of Prince you were. Do you remember, brother, the time where we had like this? I don't know where we were at, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. We had like a Prince trivia battle, okay? And we were going back and forth. I'm a huge fan, but I knew you were this incredibly big fan. And the last question you took me out with was, all right, I'm tired of this. What was the license plate number on Prince's motorcycle in Purple Rain? I'll never forget when you did that. I looked at you, I was like, this ninja's crazy. Bruh, big fan, man, obviously. And for people that don't know, you actually have, and I'm talking to a lot of people that we went to school with, you have a musical background. You play the organ for your church. as well as you used to work in a record store, and you know more about music than anybody I know. Where do you put Prince in the annals of all-time great artists, just in general, not pop, not urban or whatever, not R&B, but artists in general?
Well, I think you have to look along the lines of what you consider to be an artist. And I'm going to give you a prime example. I love Michael Jackson. Don't get me wrong. Big Michael Jackson. I used to do the Michael Jackson. I never had a curly kid now.
Right.
But when you look at an artist, the difference I see, you have to think, Michael dropped Thriller, which was big.
Right.
But it took Michael it was like he was looking for the next big thing. So it took him a couple of years to put out Bad, which was still good. Mm-hmm. I mean, don't get me wrong. Mm-hmm. Now you look at an artist. I remember listening to Prince talk. You remember Purple Rain came out, Doug, and it was so big?
Right.
Okay.
It was crazy.
Prince came back. You have to think about it. He came back with that Around the World in a Day album, which had Raspberry Beret and Pop Life. Mm-hmm. And it kind of threw some people. They said, like, man, he coming off of Purple Rain. Why did he come out with this album? But I remember him saying he saw how big he was becoming. He didn't want to be that person. So in the midst of Michael working on Bad, which is still a good album, Prince released about maybe 3 or 4 albums before that came back out. So you're talking about an artist who was dedicated straight, not worrying about the big name, none of that stuff, just releasing music. So you're talking about an artist. Right. You're talking about just straight artist.
Right.
He is one of the greatest. You have to think. It wasn't for him, he wouldn't have the Time first 2 albums. He wrote all those albums. If it wasn't for Prince, he wouldn't have Manic Monday. You got Sheila E. You got Maserati. You got, it's crazy his prolific writing ability. And let's just think, man. Prince is so good that, you remember the song Adore, Our Slow Jam.
Right.
Adore wasn't a single. He didn't release it as a single. The Beautiful Ones wasn't a single. Erotic City in 17 Days wasn't on an album. It was a B-side. That's how good he was as an artist.
Yeah.
Some of his best songs are not on albums. Really? Are you serious?
Right. Wow.
So it's like you look at from that standpoint, a lot of his classic songs weren't released as singles. Do Me Baby.
Wow. That wasn't that
really? Are you serious?
Do Me Baby wasn't released as a single?
Say it again.
Do Me Baby wasn't released as a single.
If I'm not mistaken. I remember Melissa Morgan made it over.
Okay.
But I don't think it was released as a single. But those type songs that are classic songs by him, but stuff he put on the album. So as an artist, for what he has done for music and the lives he has touched, I have to rank him up there very high as an artist. And that's what a lot of people in the music business look at him as. Especially you look at people like Lenny Kravitz and Justin Timberlake. They can't say nothing right now, or Chaka Khan, because they knew he was a true artist. That's the difference. He just didn't put out songs. He was an artist.
Yeah.
And that's the difference, man. And what's going to happen? I guarantee right now, you probably can name 20 songs that he made without even skipping a beat when you start thinking about it. So as an artist, he has to be. I put him up there with Stevie Wonder. He's one of the top for me, not because I'm a fan, but I just look at his artistic ability. So he has to be probably at the top for me, Doug, being honest.
Yeah.
As far as being a true artist.
Wow.
What you call an artist.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And one reason I look at it is the fact of, with him battling the flu as an artist, he wanted to give his music to his people. So in a week later, he said, I'm battling the flu, but I'm going to give Atlanta what they need. I'm going to give y'all 2 shows.
Yeah, and the crazy thing about it, bruh, is, and we're finishing up with my line brother Neilson Hilton, just thought it'd be cool to have some perspective from a big-time, and I mean big-time Prince fan. A lot of people call themselves Prince fans, but this guy right here is the real deal. The crazy thing about it is it was so true to form, in its purest form. He performed last week, his last concerts here in ATL of his life, and all he had was a microphone and a piano. The bare bones minimum, not a bunch of dancers. It was just a man and his music. That's crazy.
Well, the thing with that is, name one artist out there today that could pull that off.
I can't.
That would sell out. Name one other artist that could do that. I bet you can't name one.
Maybe, and you tell me if I'm wrong, maybe Paul McCartney, maybe Stevie Wonder. Obviously, Stevie Wonder, that's what he does. But maybe Paul McCartney?
I'll give you that one.
Uh-huh.
But those are some people that we consider legends. So I'll give you that. Paul McCartney probably would.
Right.
Stevie Wonder probably would,
Right, but Stevie Wonder,
many.
Right, Stevie Wonder, this is what he does, typically for shows anyway, obviously. But yeah, there aren't many, man. Maybe those three, but that's about it, man. A true legend, man. Neilson, thank you for the time, brother. It's crazy you're not his family member, but everybody that knew you from South Carolina State. I got so many messages and text messages. You need to check on your LB. And, bro, I appreciate you coming on, man, and talking about Prince, man.
Yeah, man, and to all your friends and that are listening to the Doug Stewart Show, appreciate your love and concerns as well. May God bless you, man, and may you live to see the dawn. That's what's up.
Hey, appreciate it. And there he is, my line brother Neilson Hilton on the Doug Stewart Show. Crazy. All right, we'll continue to pay homage, man, pay tribute to Prince. Passes away today at the age of 57 years old. With more of his music, more stories. I'm going to read more of your chat, man, just reflecting on the legend, man. Prince Rogers Nelson, dead at the age of 57. Don't go away. What is ID Life? Well, over the last 18 years, a group of scientists and doctors have been working on the development of a one-of-a-kind nutritional supplement program that takes all the guesswork out of what you need and delivers your truly personalized pharmaceutical-grade nutrition with your name on it directly to your door. Through the integration of thousands of medical and scientific studies, answers you provide to the free assessment, and more than 5,470 algorithms that process the data, ID Nutrition recommends what you need, leaves out what you don't, and blocks things known to the system to have possible adverse effects based on the answers you provide. The result is a program that is revolutionizing the health and wellness industry. Welcome to ID Life. For more information, just go to thedougstewartshow.idlife.com. That's thedougstewartshow.idlife.com. Do you have your own radio show? Are you an artist or a DJ? BB Mobile Apps is the solution for you. They specialize in creating mobile apps for entertainers. That's right. You can have your own mobile app where your followers can hear your shows or music, watch your videos, and view all your social networks in one place. You can even make money with banner ads and send push notifications directly to your audience to make sure they get your messages. Everyone has their phones on them, right? A mobile app will add credibility to your brand because your content will be accessible to them while they're on the go. BV Mobile Apps also makes apps for bloggers, actors, and producers. The process only takes about 20 minutes. Just go to bvmobileapps.com and click Get Started Now. That's bvmobileapps.com and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you. This is Doug Stewart from the 2 Live Stews here to tell you about the team at Strickland Security. Let's face it. The metro Atlanta area is a great place to live, but like most major cities, it has a crime problem. There's nothing more important than ensuring the safety of your family and your home. And for business owners, protecting your business is critical because it's your livelihood. Strickland Security can satisfy all of your security needs. The staff at Strickland Security has a combined 55 years of experience in the business of protecting people and property. From alarm systems to uniformed security guards and everything in between, Strickland Security has an affordable solution for you. To see a list of all their security services, visit their website at stricklandsecurity.com or give them a call at 800-422-9075. That's 800-422-9075. Again, that's stricklandsecurity.com. Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Reflecting on Prince passing away today at the age of 57 years of age. Thank you to my line brother Neilson Hilton, who came on in the last segment and gave some very interesting perspective on Prince. See, and it's hard to explain for people that are listening that don't know this guy or didn't know Neilson or doesn't know Neilson. This guy is like a walking music encyclopedia. Like he is like very thoroughly immersed in music history. He knows stuff about rock and roll and jazz and blues from 40, 50 years ago. He can name music and artists and tunes. He plays music as well, just a big music guy. And, man, a very profound effect on him, the passing of Prince, man. Thank you so much for joining me on the Doug Stewart Show on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Sad day. This is a dedication show. First time we've ever done a special show like this outside of the norm, Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Time. But I thought it was a good idea. A lot of people want to talk about a man and reflect. I'm sure you'll be hearing a lot of dedication shows, not only today but tomorrow and maybe the next couple of days after that, because dude was like that. He definitely was like that. I told a story about my dad and how when Marvin Gaye died, how distraught he was about that. And that was real. You know what's another thing funny? And it's crazy. It's crazy how, these old sayings that old people used to use in the country. You remember old people used to say, deaths come in three? You remember that? You might not be from the South, and maybe that's a Southern thing. I'm not exactly sure. But deaths come in three, and it's crazy how that always works out. So yesterday we talked about Pearl Washington dying, former Syracuse Orange basketball player, legend. We also talked about the wrestler China, who passed away on yesterday as well. And then today, man, miraculously another legend, because all, Pearl Washington and China, per their respective industries, I guess, were legends. And, there's no way to deny Prince was that dude and definitely a legend. What are your thoughts? 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com. We're talking about Prince. Let me read some of your messages here in the chat room on Spreaker.com from Scotty Jones. What's up, Scotty? A loyal listener to the Two Live Stews and to the Doug Stewart Show. Prince gave the middle finger to the record industry. He changed the rules and refused to be controlled. Artists today should take notes. And that's exactly right. I mentioned that earlier, and I hope this is to my point. If ever Prince's people come looking for me about playing his music, this is all in tribute. I'm not trying to make any money off of Prince's music. So for the record, if y'all come looking for me, nothing but the utmost respect for Prince's business acumen and his copyrighted music. This is Prince's music, and I'm not trying to exploit it. I'm not trying to make any money, man. The people want to hear it, and so I thought it was proper today to play some of his music, man, and some extended cuts of some of his classic hits. From Loose Neck the Kid Psy, he says, hard to be sad about Prince because he and his music were part of so many great moments in my life. Yeah, you know what? After the initial shock, and that's how it usually happens with deaths, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, after the initial shock of somebody dying, and it's been about 2.5, 3 hours ago that this news really hit the airwaves, you start to reflect about the memories and the great times, not just a family member, but, in this case with an artist that's been part of our lives for so long. I remember a couple of weeks ago, whatever reason, we got talking about Prince. Oh, I know what it was. Somehow we started talking about androgyny, and I was making the joke how Prince is the only dude that I know who still gets respect from dudes, as far as the ladies that he keeps around. And the dude wears high-heel shoes and blouses and frilly stuff, but there's not many dudes like that that's walking the face of the earth. So I don't know. It's a strange relationship that guys, and you hear and you can read all of the chat in the chat room on Spreaker.com, that's kind of like a sensitive thing. I mean, most of the people that are listening to this show are older in age, You know, they come from a much more conservative background, have you, than what's needed in 2016. That's probably the best way to say that. But everybody and anybody I know has much respect for Prince, man, because dude was truly a legend. The 47th problem says, nothing like Stewart Media and Entertainment. Where else can you get a special internet radio show set up about the passing of an icon, complete with a special guest? Great job, Doug. Man, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. From Clay the Purple One Davis, when they closed the casket on Whitney and started playing I Always Loved, tears came down my face. There's a lot of people. I mean, you weren't the only one. There's a lot of people, man. From the Brother Beloved, Neilson did that interview in a purple robe and slippers. Nothing underneath the horror. Probably he did. I got to be honest with you, man. Probably, you know, that's probably the case. And listen, we joke with him about it. Once again, the guy's line name is Housequake. We joke about it with him. We really kind of give him a hard time. We bust his chops about it when we were online and subsequently over the last 25 years about, you know, this dude. I mean, I just talked about this, how much we, you know, guys even are fans and were fans of Prince. But this guy, Neilson, man, he took it to the next level. So we always have kidded him, but he always kind of like laughed about it and embraced it. He was like, you damn right. I'm a Prince fan. I'm the biggest Prince fan you ever meet. So it wasn't something like he was embarrassed about. You know, it's kind of strange, kind of quirky, but he embraced it fully. When I called him earlier today, I was like, man, bro, I need to have you to come on this special show I'm doing, paying tribute to Prince. He was like, no problem. You know, he kind of sounded a little down at the time as well. And so I just thought that was great, man. That was great stuff. From Sluggo, Clay, I was praying that he didn't play that song. I couldn't hold it in. Her voice was the best I've ever heard, talking about Whitney Houston, I suppose. From JY3, yeah, this is unfortunate, but we do appreciate the bonus stew, Doug. Man, no problem. I got y'all. Let me grab a caller. Thanks for calling the Doug Stewart Show. What's your name? Where you calling from? What you want to talk about?
Doug, Vince Wright, the morning state of Minnesota.
Oh, man, Vince Wright, man. This is the guy I talked to y'all about earlier who's from the state of Minnesota. Obviously a big Prince fan, man, knows the legacy. Vince, man, how you doing, brother?
Man, just in a state of shock, man. Even more than sad, just shocked by all this.
Vince, let me ask you this. A lot of times in these types of stories, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, a lot of times in these types of stories, there's more to the story as far as what's been reported. And I talked about it and given the details of him passing, that he had canceled a couple of shows. We know about what happened last week in flying out of Atlanta, had to make an emergency stop. Has the streets of Minnesota been talking about Prince and that he was sick? Is there more to the story that you can talk to us about?
Haven't heard anything on the streets here. Nobody's really been talking about it. And, you know, so when that plane thing happened last week, that was, you know, obviously very, very surprising. There haven't been any rumors about Prince being sick at all.
Wow.
You know, just nothing out there at all. You know, he's been doing the shows at Paisley Park recently. He's been out and about around town, you know, doing some surprise concerts here last year at a few different clubs around town. So, yeah, Doug, it is very shocking, but yeah, no rumors to anything on why he would pass, especially from the flu.
Vince, Prince obviously is the biggest artist from the state of Minnesota. It's not even close, right?
Yeah, you know, there's people that would say Bob Dylan, you know, if you're more into that, you know, the 60s and 70s kind of rock music that he did. But for people of our generation, it is definitely Prince. And, you know, everybody here has a Prince story. You know, Everybody's met Prince. Everybody's seen Prince at a grocery store or come across him at a gas station, whatever. So it is very, very tragic, obviously. But we're going to find out what happened, and I hope soon.
Yeah. Vince, you got anything else for us, man?
Nah, man, just wanted to say what up to you and the Stewies. I wanted to thank you for doing a great show. And, you know, everybody just enjoyed the music tonight. That's all I got to say, Dougie. I'm out.
Hey, Princey, appreciate the call, Vince. That's my man, Vince Wright, the Big Smooth from the state of Minnesota, from Minneapolis. Who better to talk about this than him? Crazy, man. From Rel Scott, tomorrow is Pass the Plate Day. I'm buying Doug a keg of beer for this great show. Man, I appreciate it, Rel. Yeah, stay tuned to the Doug Stewart Show and to the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. If you're new, if this is like the first time you're checking out what we do here on the network, generally is sports talk, but we do have guy talk and we talk entertainment. And so this is right up our wheelhouse. No big deal as far as this conversation. So my show comes on at 10 a.m. Eastern time and goes off at 12 noon. And we also have several other shows that come on the network. And I'm sure we'll still be talking about this tomorrow, not only on my show, but in America. You know, I guarantee you in your car on the way to work tomorrow, everybody and their mama's going to be having a tribute and playing Prince music on FM radio tomorrow morning. So incredible, sad news. Prince Rogers Nelson gone home to glory. When we get back from the break, we've actually played song number 5, Little Red Corvette. Song number 4, I Would Die For You. We played song number 3, Adore. When we get back from the break, man, I don't know if I want to. We're going to go a little bit longer. So I'm going to save the last 2 songs, and you can guess what they are. I'm going to save the last 2 songs for the end of the show. We'll try to go 2 hours today, up until 5 p.m. Eastern time. Maybe we'll go out a little bit earlier. Maybe we'll do 2-3 more segments. But we'll save the last 2 songs. I'm pretty sure you can guess what they are. Classic Prince, man. Rest in peace to Prince. Don't go away. We'll be back in 3 minutes. Stay tuned. Do you have your own radio show? Are you an artist or a DJ? BB Mobile Apps is the solution for you. They specialize in creating mobile apps for entertainers. That's right. You can have your own mobile app where your followers can hear your shows or music, watch your videos, and view all your social networks in one place. You can even make money with banner ads and send push notifications directly to your audience to make sure they get your messages. Everyone has their phones on them, right? A mobile app will add credibility to your brand because your content will be accessible to them while they're on the go. BB Mobile Apps also makes apps for bloggers, actors, and producers. The process only takes about 20 minutes. Just go to bbmobileapps.com and click Get Started Now. That's bbmobileapps.com and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you. Doug Stewart here to tell you about my man Smooth at smoothtickets.com. Smooth's got the tickets for everything that you need in the world of sports, concerts, or theater. I don't care what it is. I don't care where it's at in this great land of ours. My man Smooth at smoothtickets.com, he got them tickets. I'm telling you, boxing, baseball, NBA, NFL, country music concerts, hard rock, hip-hop, theater, Broadway, he's got them all. And if he don't have them, there ain't none. I'm telling you, smoothtickets.com. Once again, that's smoothtickets.com, or give him a call at 404-374-1150. Once again, that's 404-374-1150. You gotta tell him, though, that I sent you. You gotta tell him that Doug Stewart sent you. Once again, smoothtickets.com. That's smoothtickets.com. Yeah!
National Debt Relief is one of the country's largest and most reputable debt settlement companies, made up of energetic individuals who are passionate about helping thousands of Americans with debt relief. Most importantly, we're all about helping our customers through a tough financial time in their lives with education and individual customer service. We're dedicated to helping individuals and families rid their lives of burdensome debt. Specializing in debt settlement, and they've also negotiated settlements for thousands of creditor and collection accounts. Providing clients with both expertise and proven results, this means helping customers in time of hardship to get out of debt with the least possible cost. It can also mean conducting financial consultations, educating the customer, and recommending the appropriate solution. Core Services offer debt settlement as an alternative. I repeat, alternative to bankruptcy. credit counseling, and debt consolidation. National Debt Relief is your #1 advocate group to help you reestablish financial stability as quickly as possible. So give us a call at 844-828-4975. Again, that's 844-828-4975, and work it out.
I'm sorry, y'all. I can't help myself. Yes, sir. 1, 2, 3. Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. One of my favorite Prince songs of all times, man, right here. There's a story behind it. I'll tell you about it in a second. But I'm going to sing along with Prince, man. Y'all sing along with us. I was working part-time in a 5 and dime. My boss was Mr. Mookie. Yes, sir. He told me several times that he didn't like my kind, 'cause I was a bit too leisurely. It seemed that I was busy doing something close to nothing, no different than the day before. Yes, sir. That's when I saw her. Woo. When I saw her, she walked in from the outdoor. She wore a raspberry beret. Yes, sir. R.I.P. to Prince. A raspberry beret. And if it was worn, she wouldn't wear much more. A raspberry beret. Yes, sir. Rest in peace to Prince, man. I'm sorry. I had to do it. I'm sorry. I had to do it. I had to do it, man. And if you're new to this show and to the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, you might say to yourself, man, I didn't know that ninja could sing. That's right. I can sing too, man. And you're welcome for that rendition of Raspberry Beret. Rest in peace to Prince. Oh, man. So quick story behind that song. My junior year of high school, I messed around and played around all year long, and I failed algebra. Never good in math, y'all know that. And I had to go to summer school at Goose Creek High School, which is the next town over. I know y'all saying Monk's Corner, Goose Creek. Yes, I had to go to summer school at Goose Creek High School, which is the next town over, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. And that song was during that time. So this was probably, it was 87, summer of 87. Was it summer of 87? Yeah, it had to be summer of 87. And so going to summer school every day, this song was like the top song out, one of the top songs out. Huge Prince fan. And I remember just going to school whenever I went to school, to summer class, and whenever I left summer class, Prince was playing, man, that Raspberry Beret, man. We're going to miss this dude. Wow. And you know how music always puts you in a certain point in your life? We talk about this all the time on the Doug Stewart Show. And so whenever I hear that song, it automatically takes me back to something I hated. I absolutely hated giving up my summer to go to school, something I could have taken care of in the first place. And but I remember that time, man, and that was kind of like a lesson. Like I never wanted to waste time ever again, man. And I just remember vividly riding my daddy's, the car that my dad gave me at that time, my first car. I just talked about this last week as well. Was a Buick Electra 225, a.k.a. a deuce and a quarter. So it cost me a lot of money. I had a little part-time job at McDonald's. So it just cost me a lot of money to make this trip that was so unnecessary to go to summer school every day in the next town over. So my summer was burnt. But I remember a Raspberry Beret playing day in, day out. They like, you know how the radio stations do it when you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. They replay the same 10 songs all day. So I promise you, every time I got in the car to go to school and every time I left to go home, Raspberry Beret was playing, man, and that's going to be a definite memory for me of Prince. From Grego, he says, Vince Soul may be transitioning, and he may come see you, Doug, and give you the gift of voice. He did. Great job. Man, thank you, man. I mean, I always get kudos for my singing. I do. Thank you. But just to hear it today, man, on this This tragic day, man, it means a lot. It means a lot. From that boy Chucky, damn, that ish was dope. Yeah. Man, thank you, that boy Chucky. I appreciate it. New chatter in the chat room. You got to witness a little bit of my greatness. But this isn't about me. This isn't about me. This is about Prince. This is about Prince. From Vince Wright, the big smooth Prince made Bat Dance a hit. You exactly right. Bat Dance. Bat Dance. Nobody else could do that. He's right. He's right. From Ralph Scott, Doug has the old deuce and a quarter. Yes, sir, I did. Yes, sir, and it was burgundy. It was gray when my pops originally bought it. I think he bought it secondhand already. But by the time I got it, it was burgundy. And if you remember the deuce and a quarter, man, my boys, I've told this story before in the show as well, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. My friends, my boys used to call it the Transformer, or they used to call it the Decepticon, one of those Transformer names, because it was so big, my boys was like, it's going to transform at any second. Yes, sir. Many, many classic times in that car and in the back seat. Yes, sir. Thank you, Prince. From Bussa. Bussa says, Doug, you get a pass today. Not that you even need a pass because your voice is that of angels. Man, thank you, Bussa. Thank you. Yeah, I know. I actually have been blessed with the gift of song. I'm looking at some of these. I pulled up these tweets on Twitter from people reacting to the death of Prince. From Russell Crowe. He says, Prince, say it ain't so. From Neo, he says, not Prince. And he's got the little crying avatar. Who else we got here? Will Poulter, rest in peace, Prince. Damn, what an unbelievable talent. Gone too soon. Thanks for the inspiration. From Ken Jeong. First concert I ever went to was the Purple Rain Tour. Words can't describe how I feel. Rest in peace. Once again, we've been talking a lot about Prince, man. It's almost like subconsciously or through spirit, this was going to happen because we've been talking about Prince over the last couple of weeks. Strangely, as I look back at it, but I talked about it like last week that my best concert, the best concert I've ever been to in my life was that Prince concert here in Atlanta like 8, 9, 10 years ago at Phillips Arena. And I've been to a lot of concerts in my life. I've been to a lot of big concerts. I mean, I talked about how I went to the Wipeout tour like in '86 with the Fat Boys. My graduation night from high school. I went to the Def Jam concert in Columbia, South Carolina at the Township Auditorium. And I've been to a ton of big concerts, man, but nobody put on a show like this Ninja Prince a while back. And once again, man, just crazy. Just crazy that he's gone. This is crazy. From Clee International Lover Otis. His blouse not even wrinkled, and Doug pays tribute to Prince. Doug, you're a fantastic Clee International Lover Otis. Thank you, Clee Otis. I know, man. That was impromptu, too. That actually, Raspberry Beret is one of my favorite Prince songs, but it doesn't crack my top 5. I'm kind of giving my top 5 on today's special dedication show to Prince. Number 5 on my list was Little Red Corvette. Obviously, for all of the freakiness in that song. Back in the day when you were a youngster and you heard Little Red Corvette and you paid attention to it and you understood the metaphors that were going on in that. That was real cool. I love that song. Number 4 was I Would Die For You. Number 3 was Adore. When we get back from the break, I'll play number 1. And I actually, it's a coin toss between 1 and 2 for me. I'll tell you the reasons why. But we'll play in the next segment. We'll wrap up this special dedication show to Prince. We are going to wrap it up. I know a lot of people are getting off of work, and so they're going to be logging off anyway. So we talked about it as a staff that we'll end the show with one more segment. But coming back from the break, we'll play my number 2 favorite Prince song of all times, as well as the number 1 song to take us out on this special dedication show to Prince right here on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. All right? Sad day, man. Crazy. I can only imagine the media coverage this is going to get. The funeral, controversy, and the way that he passed is something doesn't feel right about it. Once again, I'm not going to speculate, but something doesn't feel right about it. I see a lot of y'all in the chat room throwing out all of these scenarios and these thoughts and explanations about how tragic this is and how sudden this is. I don't want to do that today. We're just remembering the man. Prince Rogers Nelson, dead at the age of 57. When we get back from the break, we'll wrap up today's show. Coming back, my number 2 all-time Prince song. I'm sure you can guess, and we'll wrap up with my favorite, most of yours, favorite song from Prince of all time. Don't go away. Doug Stewart here to tell you about my man Smooth at smoothtickets.com. Smooth's got the tickets for everything that you need in the world of sports, concerts, or theater. I don't care what it is. I don't care where it's at in this great land of ours. My man Smooth at smoothtickets.com, he got them tickets. I'm telling you, boxing, baseball, NBA, NFL, country music concerts, hard rock, hip-hop, theater, Broadway, he's got them all. And if he don't have them, there ain't none. I'm telling you, smoothtickets.com. Once again, that's smoothtickets.com, or give him a call at 404-374-1150. Once again, that's 404-374-1150. You gotta tell him, though, that I sent you. You gotta tell him that Doug Stewart sent you. Once again, smoothtickets.com. That's smoothtickets.com. Yeah! Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com. America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play. So, you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STU to play for free. That's STU for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STU, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STU. This is your folk, Doug Stewart. Want to protect you and your family from life's unexpected mishaps? Then join 7. Join 7 is a prepaid legal company under the umbrella of the Protection Group. Join 7 is the only group benefit or motor club in the U.S. that offers auto reimbursement coverage, key replacement coverage, roadside assistance, gives you a current Medi-File, prescription savings, and fully encompassed prepaid legal benefits that include identity theft. They got your back. The average combined cost to purchase these benefits individually is over $850 a year. Join today and take advantage of all 7 for $17 a month. They've been around for over 20 years, so check them out by clicking on the banner link on my page, thedougstewartshow.com, or the app. Just go ahead and join 7.
Between me and you.
Doug Stewart Show. Paying homage to Prince, man. Dead at the age of 57. A shock to everybody in America, in the world, to be honest with you. A true legend has gone home to glory. This is an impromptu dedication show that we literally pulled out of our ass, man, because it's that big of a story, that big of news. So thank you so much for tuning in to the Doug Stewart Show. Dove's Cry comes in at number 2 on my list of top 5 Prince songs, reflecting on the top 5 Prince songs of all times, in my opinion. So I'm pretty sure you know what number 1 is. We'll play that on the way out. The reason why Dove's Cry is so, I love that song so much is this is crazy. I looked it up. Dove's Cry came out in 1984. So 1984, your boy was 15 years old. So 15 years old, just getting into high school. And I had like my first serious girlfriend that I was all in love with. I remember, this was back during the time of cassette recorders. I remember that I had a cassette recorder and I had a tape that I had recorded Dove's Cry to like back to back to back to back to back to back to back. And so when I used to go to bed at night and I used to sit on my phone, sneak on the phone and talk to my girlfriend on the phone, like that song was playing in the background. Like back then, we didn't have TVs in our room or anything like that. We had bedtimes. I was 15, so I was like a freshman in college or a freshman in high school. And so it was this thing about my mother wanted us to go to bed. We had literally still a bedtime probably at 14, 15 years of age. And I remember playing Dove's Cry back to back to back, whispering on the phone to my girlfriend, praying that she'd give me a piece at some time very soon. And the backdrop to that whole scenario, man, and to that whole story was Dove's Cry, man. Yes, sir. Yeah. She never let me cut either. But that's okay. That's okay. But Dove's Cry, man, my number 2 most favorite Prince song of all time. So you know what number 1 is. We'll get out of here today on the Doug Stewart Show with the number 1 Prince song of all times. Y'all pretty much know what it is. Let me read some of your chat here in the chat room on Spreaker.com. I had a chat message pulled up from a man, Big Vince. He told a story, being from the state of Minnesota, and I have it right here. There it goes. Vince says, I met Prince outside the Old Pacific Club, nightclub here in Minneapolis. He was standing outside all by himself. I just walked a girl to a car, and then I hear, "What up, big man?" Is that how he said it, Vince? Turn around, and it's Prince. I had 4 minutes to talk to my favorite artist, tears. That's crazy. That is crazy. Incredible story, Vince. An incredible story from Loose Neck, the kid's side. Now it all makes sense why Doug went bad on the kid who jacked up the LOP Sunday McDonald's in this. So if you're just joining this show for the first time, the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, I just mentioned how my first job was at McDonald's. My junior year, my sophomore year of high school, I had been working there since I was a sophomore. I started working at like 15 years old, all illegal and whatnot. But I mentioned how my first job was at McDonald's, and I told a story a while back of how me and my daughter went to McDonald's, and this kid just made the most jacked up sundae that you could imagine. And back when I worked at McDonald's, man, there was a lot of pride in working at McDonald's. And we tried to do everything perfect, man. And these kids today, they got no respect for the Mickey D's brand. So that's what he's talking about. From Clay the Purple One Davis, I bet these young kids think Prince stole the Purple Rain title from Future. Man, don't tell me that, man. Please don't tell me that. Please don't tell me that. Now, Future spells Purple Rain. He spells it R-E-I-G-N, right? As in rain over. He doesn't spell it Purple Rain as in rain. But now I hope kids today don't believe that title came from Future. And I'm a fan of Future, ATL. But come on, do some homework. If they didn't know yesterday, they're going to know by tomorrow. Because everybody in America and in the media is going to be talking about this, man, as Prince goes home to glory. From Sluggo Suffice it to say that everybody in this chat could live to be 150, and our combined experience still wouldn't compare to the great time Prince had on this earth. You're exactly right. You're 100% right. And a tremendous life, man. And I think back about the skits that Dave Chappelle did on the Chappelle Show, and bringing some attention to the fact that Prince was this basketball player. If you grew up back during that era, you know, a lot of people may not have heard the stories about how Prince was this basketball player in high school, allegedly pretty good. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. But Dave Chappelle kind of brought that to light. But I remember back when the late 70s, early 80s, mid 80s, you know, reading Right On magazine. And I remember them posting a picture of Prince, you know, with his basketball team. And the fact that he was supposedly this good athlete, even though he was a small thing, that's another thing I'm going to remember about the concert that I went to a couple of years back where Prince performed here in Atlanta, was how small dude was. And I called my mother at the when I got the news, because as I mentioned at the top of the show, she actually attended the last live concert that he did, you know, of his life. I believe so. There's a story from TMZ kind of reads that he did a story or did a concert the next day or maybe the day after, but I didn't think that was the case. But in any regards, my mother went to the concert here in ATL, as I told the story earlier, and that's an incredible thing to know that you actually went to one of his last concerts. But that's something she said to me on the phone when I called her today was, it's shocking. That's the first time she had ever seen him live. It's shocking how small that dude was. If that dude was 4'7", no, I'm serious. We had Kevin Hart in the studio, and I think Kevin Hart listed his height at like 4'10" or 4'11" or something like that. Maybe 5'1". Maybe I'm taking inches away from Kevin Hart, and that doesn't sound right. Pause, but you know what I mean. But Prince, man, he had to be under 5 feet tall. But just a tremendous artist. They said he was a decent athlete, man, as well. And we are going to miss Prince Rogers Nelson. Let me read a couple more of your chat messages before we get out of here on the Doug Stewart Show on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. From that boy Chucky, wow, I got a chance to get a little taste of the fantasy island of chat. Usually I catch the show after work. So thanks, Doug, to stick around. Sports talk, many stories to tell. I tell a lot of stories. That's what you get on the Doug Stewart Show. I tell a lot of stories. We talk about sports. We talk about entertainment, crack jokes. We have a good time. And you're right. We have the best chat room in the world. Thank y'all for riding with your boy today. Thank you for riding with your boy today. Loose Neck the Kid Sigh. He says Doug was playing When Doves Cry, wearing biker shorts and felines. You're talking about during the time Doves Cry came out? That would probably be accurate, sir. That would probably be accurate. Yes, sir. I had money then. I was working. You know, I was working. I could buy me a nice pair of felines, man. I could buy the flyest biker shorts back in 1984. Yes, I could do that with my own money. From Loose Neck the Kid Side, met my first real girlfriend to When Doves Cry, 4-H summer camp, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, shorty. She was fine, too. Oh, yeah. Yes, sir. I've never told 4-H camp stories on the Doug Stewart Show, I don't think. But big-time 4-H camper. Went to 4-H camp probably like probably 3 or 4 years in a row. Me and the same group of kids from my hometown and the next town over, St. Stephen, South Carolina. There was a group of kids that we went to camp with every year. We got on the bus and rode to Somerton, South Carolina to Camp Bob Cooper. And, yeah, so that was around 83, 82, 84. I was probably going to 4-H camp. And, yeah, I'm pretty sure at the end of the week dance that Prince was blasting in the background, man. Incredible. Listen, man, I'm going to go ahead and end this show today, man. Thank you for riding with me here today. I kind of wanted to vent a little bit. Kind of wanted to talk a little bit, man, and remember Prince and reflect upon this guy And this is what we do in media, and a lot of this sounds real, once again, I said it earlier, mushy, corny to a degree, man, but this guy has had such a profound effect on my peers, man, and my generation. He is truly going to be missed. I gave the top 5 Prince songs, So Says Me. Number 5, Little Red Corvette. Number 4, I Would Die For You. Number 3, Adore. Number 2, When Doves Cry. Coming in at number 1 on my list of Prince songs of all times, man, is none other than Purple Rain. Y'all know what it is. All right, y'all be careful out there in them streets, man. Hopefully you'll tune in tomorrow. Obviously the Stewies will. But if you're new to this podcast and to the Doug Stewart Show, obviously we'll still be talking about Prince tomorrow. We'll be talking sports, entertainment. We'll do all of that. Still going to be some Prince talk. I'm very sure of that. But tune in if you can, 10 a.m., Monday through Friday, Eastern Time, right here on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Thank you for joining me. Rest in peace to Prince.
I never meant to call you in your sorrow. I never meant to call you in your pain. I'm the one who wants that I see you laughing. I only want to see you laughing in the purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. Only want to see you bathing in the purple rain. I never wanted to be your weekend lover. I don't want to be some kind of friend. Hey. Baby, I can never steal you from another. It's such a shame our friendship had to end. Purple rain, purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. Only want to see you underneath the purple rain. Honey, I know, times are changing. It's time we all reach out for something new. That means you too. You say you want a leader, but you can't seem to make up your mind. I think you better close it and let me guide you.